Hello drifters, my name is KM. This is my Yokomo DIB. From this experiment, I have moved the battery from the rear to the center. Let me open it up and show it to you. Okay, let's take out the shell. You can see now I have removed the rear plate where I used to mount the battery on this standoff here. I have now decided to put the shorty battery in this position. This was the original position before I decided to move all my weights to the back in order to get a better angle in my drift. But unfortunately, by moving it to the back, it seems to be much lower. Last week when I went to Bukit Batok for the drift meet, I tried to drift around the track, but it wasn't possible to control it as the rear keeps on spinning out when you're doing the corners. So what happened is that one of the great drifters in that group helped me fine-tune the car. Today's video, I'm just going to show how and what he has done to this car to allow it to be much more controllable, except that I still do not get the speed that I want. As you can see from the videos that's coming up later, in one of the shots I did, which was when I was chasing the lead car, after the turn or the bend, I wasn't able to catch up. It was a bit too slow after launching from the bend. But you can see that it is pretty fast and pretty controllable after what he has done on this car. But I will not elaborate further. I'll just show you what he did. Maybe in the next video, I will try to evaluate why after he did that, the car became more controllable. Let's get to it. First change after moving the battery to the center was I tilt this shock much as straight as I could. So as you can see from this angle now, it used to be all the way in the back. This knot here. Okay, now I move it up here and we readjusted the tension. The second change he did was he straightened my front shocks for me. It used to be also all the way in. So the front shocks are now much more straightened, and because we have straightened the front shocks, the extension is much longer. We also changed the front string to a much longer one. But unfortunately, after changing the front shocks to a straight position, the tires were almost touching the springs. So what JY has to do was to reposition the turnbuckle end here. And I'll show you from the back. This turnbuckle was actually mounted in the middle hole. Now we have shifted it to the inner hole. So which means then the turnbuckle will be much, you can see that the Ackerman is much more at the full lock. See, the Ackerman is much greater at full lock because we reduce this angle here so that it doesn't touch the springs. But it still drifts quite well even with a large Ackerman at the full lock. I think it even is much more controllable, because if it's totally straight and this Ackerman is almost zero, I feel that if it's almost zero, the tendency for it to spin out is more. The next change we did was to increase the gyro sensitivity to 80%. I think 80% was a bit too high, so I reduced it to about 75. I mean, it's only a rough cut because it's a screw. You can't really see that it's 80 or 75, but roughly around there. So initially, when I was drifting around the track at my place here, the surface is a bit rough, so I set to about 50% and it's okay. But when I use the same setting for the Bukit Batok track, the surface there is very smooth. So this has to turn up to about 75%. So now after doing all these changes, the car drifts so much better. Now I begin to wonder if the change was just because of the gyro or because of the changes in the shocks. Oh yeah, before I forget, there's one more thing that he changed for me. Okay, initially my opinion was 22 teeth because I want a lower FDR, but then he said it's better to have a higher NTR so you have a better control, so that it's not so sensitive when you accelerate. So he changed for me this to about 19 teeth. So this is 92, spur 92 teeth versus the pinion of 19 teeth. Yes, there's one more change that was a minor change that was recommended by JY, was to cover all the holes in my body kit so that the airflow will go all around the body rather than go through the body and get resisted. The wind resistance will resist the movement of the car. So I close up all the holes here and also at the back, all the additional holes here. Only the holes that allow the pillar to go through is allowed. Okay, as a final touch, I readjusted the turnbuckle here to get slightly toe out. Actually, by moving the turnbuckle to the inner hole, we already get a toe out. Okay, but I put additional toe out so that I would get less rubbing on the spring. It was still rubbing initially, but I had to adjust this a bit so that it's slightly more toe out. Finally, some minor touches that he recommend or he observed was there were missing screws for this carbon part here to the metal part. So this one was missing, that one was missing. For the front, this one was missing, the black one, same as the opposite side. So we got 4 screws and put it together. So the body is now at least more rigid. And of course, for this one, this pillar, we tighten it, fixed onto this carbon back frame here, so that it's not moving as the last time it was moving everywhere. Because I put an additional standoff here, which you noticed from my previous videos. So now it's fixed, so the body is more stable when it's moving. Okay, now let's watch the video. The first one shows the way it was driven when I first moved the battery to the front without changing anything. You can see that it's very hard to control. Even JY was trying to drive my car, he said that it's basically uncontrollable. The second video shows that after it has been changed and I was trying to lead, then followed by I am trying to chase the lead car, which shows that after a turn, the lead car gap spacing was much faster than mine and took a long while to catch up. And the last part was just solo drifting, just to see how many laps I could go without causing a spin out. Okay, enjoy the video.
Hello, today I'm at Bukit Batok again, and I'm going to try out the setup. As you can see now, I have moved the battery now to the middle, now that I have a shorty back, and then I remove all the battery plate here, so that there's less weight at the back now. So the other settings are still the same. As you can see, I have slanted the rear suspension to the maximum, okay, for the rear, and also I have used the rounded tires for the front. This is from MSD, it's the rear wheel drive tire. Let's see how it performs. Okay. Alright. looks like the car actually swings quite easily. Yeah, so I think I need to slow the swinging down a bit more. It looks like these rear-wheel drive tires are quite grippy. I think these are, if not mistaken, these are medium tires. I'm going to change back to my original DRC tires. So back and front now will use the same tires. It was quite hard to control because the back was slippery and the front was too grippy. Okay, finally we did a lot of changes together with the help of Jia Yuan. A lot of changes in the sense that, okay, you can see that I've straightened out the shocks. I've pushed the shocks from the inner position all the way to the outer now. So this is more straight for the rear shocks. Okay, and we did some adjustment here to the height of the shocks here. And as for the front also, okay, because of we need to have some rebound. The old springs doesn't have much rebound, so we changed to a longer spring. Okay, so this spring actually allows the retraction much better, and also, yeah. apologize for not uploading too many videos these days because I was exploring a post-editing software called DaVinci Resolve 15, and I had some problems with it, especially with my action camera. The action camera records in MOV format, whereas MOV format wasn't very friendly to DaVinci Resolve, and it always had some skip frames. So I had to do some conversion between from MOV to MP4 before I could import it into DaVinci Resolve. And also I had to learn a new editing tool, which took some time before I could really put it into building up this video. I'm sure with this software now, I will be able to edit much better videos.